This is demonstrating a Clove-Hitch. So the way you do it is take a length of string and with your right hand make a loop to the left and make another loop to the left, and then you put the second loop behind the first one. So the two loops look a little bit like mouse ears, and you put this loop, the second loop behind that one, and then you put it over the branch that you're going to tighten it to. So this branch here, what we're going to make is a sawhorse. The next part to do is the square lashing.
I find it easiest to lay the workpiece on the ground on a convenient rest. Here's a rock I found earlier. I'm going to place the two pieces at right angles to one another, resting on here, and if you follow the string, I'm going to go underneath the piece that it's resting on, and this will become clearer as we go. We go underneath and we go over the top, and if we're getting this right, what we'll see is another string appearing to keep that one company. So we go underneath, my hands out of the way, pull through, add some tension, and over the top. This is our second run now, and underneath again, and a bit of tension, and over the top, and underneath. Now we can see we've got our third run. The extra string you can see on this side is Nathalie's Clove-Hitch, which she tied earlier. So I'm going to do one more of these. Keep that tension up. And now at this stage, I'm going to pull one last pull on, and I'm going to go around the join where the two pieces meet to apply extra tension to the string, and you can actually hear it going. I'm going to pull round and round again. So I've finished my second run in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to finish off the whole workpiece with a Clove-Hitch, just like the one we did at the start, only this time we're going to have to tie it in place. So I'm going around here and I'm going to cross it over. Now you can see that's the two pieces crossed over. Now I'm simply going to thread the live end underneath that cross. For a moment the knot will look a little bit messy and it'll feel loose, but as you can see as I work it tight, there we go. Okay, we've got it up right now. This is our finished half of our sawhorse. In order to use it to best effect, we're going to use two, and here's one we prepared earlier. I'm going to place them
side by side.
I've got that.
And the wood that you're going to saw, you place that across the two pieces. That helps stabilise it, and if you've got extra people, they can hold the two sides of the frame of the sawhorse. Okay, to keep our sawhorse stable, we're going to want to make sure that the feet are nice and well planted in the ground. So we're going to come down to the bottom here, and you can do this by just a quick pull back and shove it hard into this nice soft ground. As you can see, that's not going anywhere. We're going to do that on all 4 feet, and we'll have ourselves a nice solid workstation here with the sawhorse. When you get your saw, it's going to have the guard on it, so the first thing to do is to take the guard off, and always just check that everything's secure, that the blade is secured properly onto the frame, and that the handle's not loose. So I'm just going to clip that off. So once you've taken the guard off the saw as well, what you want to do is check that the teeth are all aligned in a straight line, and that none of the teeth are jagging out too far to the right or to the left, and also make sure that the blade is not rusty and is all in one piece all the way through. So this is a piece of cherry wood, something that you might want to cut to make something with. Now when you're sawing, it's important that you stand your body on the inside of the frame of the sawhorse, and the saw is on the outside of the sawhorse. And then you can place your hand to stabilise the wood, also on the inside of the frame, so you've got these two pieces blocking your hand from where you're going to be sawing. And you could maybe ask the person who's holding the wood, your assistant, to come onto the safe side of the sawhorse. it's good to make a groove into the wood by just pulling back. You don't need to push down very hard, you just put it into the groove and you pull back gently. Sometimes the harder you push down, the harder it is to actually saw, so it's better to just lightly drag it from the back to the front. Once you've finished sawing and you're no longer using it, and if your sawhorse is stable, you can just hang your saw blade inwards onto the handle if it's not in use.